while the enforcer's writing out the ticket, let me show you the other side, because obviously you can see where the tire is being renewed. And I guess if James Bond had a Jeepney, this is what he would be driving. I've never seen that before. Never, ever, ever. Very interesting. Good morning, everyone. We're here in Valenzuela City. This is a SAICT roadworthiness inspection operation. This Jeep obviously has a lot of extra lights. The mean green machine, I guess you could call it. The problem with this Jeep over here is that while the driver was able to show the license, he hasn't been able to show an ORCR so far. We're going to try and flag down the purple power in the background there. These are just random names I'm giving on the spot. They don't have any meaning. Just based on all the purple lights I see on the Jeep. Maybe I should just make the whole video about the weird and wonderful lights. Look at that, it's shooting stars down onto the road. They're just checking the paperwork for this Jeep now, and if you look at the tires, they've obviously seen better days. And one of the things they noticed with this Jeep is it'd be quite hard for people to see the indicators. You can see it's obviously behind that. Just depends on the angle that you're looking at the vehicle, but it's a little bit challenging. They're asking the driver to step on the brakes, but the only color I can see at the back is yellow. All of the lights are yellow. From what I can see, there's only one brake light on this bus. That's what the enforcer just pointed out now. They're also checking the lights at the front and the wipers. A lot of the time the wipers don't work, or they only work on one side. So far I have seen a couple of tickets being issued, but overall I would say they're being very reasonable in giving people a chance to rectify the issues without a ticket. That's probably the nicest way to describe it. It looks like this Jeep only has a brake light working on one side also, just like that bus. And if we go to the front and take a look at the tire, no. A lot of the time when it comes to trucks, buses and Jeeps, they'll actually operate until the tire explodes, and that's the time that they'll replace it. And in fact, while the enforcer's writing out the ticket, let me show you the other side, because obviously you can see where the tire is being renewed. And in fact the Jeepney in front isn't looking that much better. And if you were thinking, well, just swap to the spare tire, that's pretty nice on this Jeep. It's got brake lights at the bottom and then also midway up. No brake lights on that as far as I can see, because he did hit the brakes upon the enforcer's flagging him down. The enforcer was asking him to press on the brakes, but really there's nothing coming on. That's pretty common, to be honest, considering the way that some drivers would suddenly hit the brakes and swerve to the side to load or unload. It's probably even more dangerous for a vehicle like this not to have working brake lights. Most of the license plates are pretty much unreadable from 5 or 10 meters away because they're so heavily worn. But maybe that's something the LTO could do, make it easier for them to get replaced. There's an LGU truck at the back there and no license plate. Oh, there's two of them. There might be garbage trucks from the LGU, possibly. Maybe they're brand new, but they should still have temporary plates on them. The drivers are fully compliant. You can see he's brought out his license, but unfortunately neither of the drivers can show papers for the truck. It's possible that the LGU didn't give them yet, and they just flagged down a third one. This actually has a kind of a temporary plate. It doesn't actually match the standard set by LTO, but there is something there which mimics the conduction sticker. It's barely bigger than a conduction sticker, to be honest. In fact, it looks like a photocopy of the conduction sticker. Naho, there's two more coming in the background there. they're probably all going to be the same, right? Because they all look relatively new. And actually, you know what? It's really good that LGUs are investing in their own waste removal trucks. But unfortunately, they don't have plates attached, even temporary plates. If there were temporary plates attached to the front, they wouldn't have even been noticed, to be honest. They would have just passed by like every other vehicle. One brake light at the back, you could see there. Obviously the enforcers noticed it as well. And I did notice an enforcer writing out ticket over there. I assume because of the unauthorized helmets. You can see that both the driver and passenger are wearing a helmet that's designed more for bicycles or skateboarding, not for motorcycles. And in fact, one more rider flagged down now for the tactical helmet. It's not approved for use on a motorcycle. When this Jeep came to a stop, I didn't see any lights come on, so it's possible there's no brake lights on this. See the enforcers at the back now to verify that. The headlights work, which is a good start. One indicator light is working and the other one is working. But it seems that none of the lights are working on the back. Neither the indicator lights or the brake lights. And you don't see that very often, a green plate on a public utility bus. The signal lights are barely visible because of, I don't know what they put on there. It feels like some kind of frosting or something. I'm not sure why that's there, but it definitely reduces the visibility. And it looks like on the other side, the indicator light isn't working at all. I wonder why it has that frosting effect. It really reduces visibility in angles. You'll notice that both the driver and conductor are wearing slippers. Hopefully he's not driving in slippers because it's quite dangerous, to be honest, especially when you're operating a bus. I've seen comments before where people have argued that there's nothing wrong with driving in slippers. Well, just look up the number of accidents that have been traced back to slippers jamming a pedal, slipping off, and so on. And then bear in mind that these are professional drivers, right? With a lot of commuters relying on the driver taking the utmost care. Saying that, I just saw the driver get into the seat and start operating the vehicle wearing the slippers, so I guess that answers that question. According to enforcers, they noticed this one doesn't have working brake lights. The indicator light works, but allegedly no brake lights on the back. They're looking at this bus here, and one of the things they noticed is all the holes in the windscreen. Apparently, it was said that they put those holes there to stop the cracks from spreading. I guess they're just trying to avoid replacing the windscreen because I imagine it must cost a lot. Looks like there might be a fire over there. Look. Oh, I hope it's not someone's property burning down. Well, it's not a property that's on fire. Oh look, someone just used a fire extinguisher. I wonder what it was that was on fire.